Hello everybody and welcome to the 12th of July 1987 for the British Grand Prix. It's the 7th race of the 1987 season, the 42nd running of the British Grand Prix, and the first Grand Prix at Silverstone with a new layout. Satoru Nakajima here going through the newly added woodcut chicane, and Martin Brundle, driving for Zaxbyt at the time, gave us his opinion on the new layout.
It's everything Silverstone isn't. I mean, Silverstone is a flowing, beautiful, high-speed track, and suddenly you've got a second-gear chicane in it that's slippery and bumpy. But, you know, they had to do it. The authorities wanted them to do it, and that's what they had to do. So you can't criticise Silverstone for it. It's just a shame that all of the world circuits are going that way.
It's a great shame indeed. Martin Brundle, not a fan of the new chicane. Now, Nelson Piquet had taken pole position for the race. His teammate Nigel Mansell was, of course, the fan favourite. And Piquet would tell us all about how tyres would be very, very important.
Well, tyres is the biggest question mark here, because fuel you can control. Tyres you cannot control. It's very difficult. When the tyres get bad, they get bad, and you have nothing you can do. When you get blisters in the tyres, it's not a wearing problem, it's a blister problem. It's a high temperature problem. When they start to blister, they can big pieces can come apart. You can maybe blow up in a straight line or in the middle of the corner. That's a problem.
Yes, Nelson Piquet, they're putting his Williams Honda on pole position. His teammate Mansell in second place. Ayrton Senna in the Lotus Honda was third. Prost in the McLaren tag Porsche was P4, followed by the two Benettons of Boutsen and Fabi, and the two Ferraris of Alboreto and Gerhard Berger. Now, the Honda engine was by far and away the best engine in Formula One at the time. They had won their World Championship for the constructors in 1986 with Williams, and were well on their way to doing the same in 1987. But the Williams relationship with Honda was a bit tentative. Honda was getting a bit impatient with the drivers racing each other and overdoing it, blowing engines, and costing the team points, basically. So Honda were really looking at Williams to manage their team, manage their drivers, and ensure that both cars finished the race and the team scored maximum points. And they also wanted a Drivers' World Championship win. In 1986, Mansell and Piquet basically took points off of each other and allowed Alain Prost to win the Drivers' World Championship. And Honda were not best pleased at that and wanted an improved performance from the Williams team in 1987. And that would just be blown out the door in this race.
Go! And a superb Piquet blasts away. Prost comes up right alongside Mansell, and Prost leads into Cox. An absolutely meteoric start from the Frenchman. That is something that we're not used to seeing. The Williams Hondas usually get away very quick, but already Prost has lost the lead. I can't tell you which of the Williams it is at the moment, but into the right-hander they go, sweeping round, down to Beckett's, now onto Chapel, and it's going to be down to Stowe at 200 miles an hour. Everybody has got away cleanly and safely. No problems at the first corner, and it's Piquet leading. Mansell coming through to take second position away from Prost, with Senna in fourth place and Thierry Boutsen in the Benetton in fifth place. Fabi is sixth. The lead Ferrari of Alboreto is seventh. Already the positions are changing, and Piquet is starting to pull away a little from Nigel Mansell.
Yes, indeed, Piquet is starting to pull away from Mansell slightly. Alain Prost had run wide at Copse Corner. Ayrton Senna got past him, making it a Honda 1-2-3. Prost was looking for a way back, and Piquet was trying to stretch his legs on Mansell here. Mansell wasn't very keen on letting him go. And in the background, Alboreto was passing the Benetton to go up into fifth place. The Ferrari starting to find form. Prost, he wasn't very interested in watching the Williams cars disappear while he was stuck behind Senna. With Alboreto gaining, Prost was looking for a way through. A great battle, one of the many over the years between Prost and Senna. Senna's Lotus Honda just had the edge on the straights. Maybe the McLaren was a bit better in the corners, but Alboreto had caught them up. And then René Arnoux, he retired. And Prost, he harried Senna as they came out of the woodcut chicane and onto the main straight. Prost lined him up, got a better drive out of the corner, and slingshot past into Copse Corner. Amazing, in 87 they could overtake into Copse Corner without crashing. Ivan Capelli there in the March, he retired with a blown engine. So as the Williams cars, they just stormed off into the distance, and Prost would have a massive job on his hands trying to catch him up and keep Senna at bay. Senna was going to want his way back past. De Chazers blew up his Brabham, as did Johansson in the other McLaren. Then at the end of lap 35, it was thought a balance weight had gone from Mansell's car, and he pitted, and everyone had gambled on not pitting for the whole race. But Mansell, he had to pit, get his wheels changed, and he rejoined 29 seconds behind Nelson Piquet with 29 laps to go. Nigel Mansell would begin one of his customary charges through the field, as Alboreto would retire along with Alain Prost. Then as the pair came up to lap Satoru Nakajima in the Lotus, James Hunt had some words for Satoru Nakajima.
Side at any moment. Marshall waving the blue flag at him, and that's allowed Mansell to catch right up, and Nakajima is once again proving that he is incompetent and not equipped to be a Grand Prix driver.
James Hunt there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of commentary we miss in Formula One today. No one ever spoke about Nikita Mazepin like that, although they should have. That time, yes, Satoru Nakajima, he was basically a pay driver. Honda had agreed to supply Lotus with engines, provided that Lotus took on Honda Japanese driver Nakajima. Meanwhile, lap 63, Mansell was lining up Piquet.
And this is where Mansell will be looking to challenge. Piquet will hold the inside line. And Mansell's through. And a tremendous drive by Nigel, but that really was a bad mistake by Piquet to go back to the other side of the track. He just opened the door again for Nigel Mansell. He really should have held the right-hand side of the track and made Nigel go around the outside. And so Nigel Mansell looks as if he's sewn up the British Grand Prix.
What a move there by Nigel Mansell. He faked to the left, he went to the right as Piquet blocked him, opened up the door, and he was through on the inside at Stowe Corner. Great racing from Nige. He would go on to win his home Grand Prix, but at what cost? Honda managed a 1-2-3-4 finish, with Senna in third and Nakajima in fourth. But Honda were not happy at all. As Nigel on the slowing down lap, it was thought he ran out of fuel, but he had actually blown up the engine. He had run the final 6 laps of the race just about in qualifying mode, and Honda weren't very happy with this. Nigel had blown another engine and risked a 1-2 points finish, and Honda would decide to split with Williams at the end of the 87 season. This was the last straw for them, and they would go on to supply McLaren with engines in 1988, and we all know how that one turned out. Well guys, that's it for today's video. Please hit like if you liked it, and subscribe, because we've got some more interesting stuff coming up. And until the next one, have a good time all of the time.